Okay, let's see, are we working? Yeah. Okay, so I bought myself a Christmas gift, and not really, I didn't really buy myself a Christmas gift, but it's like Christmas to me. I'm going to give you a little backstory as to what I've purchased, well, what I've gotten, and then that'll explain to you the purchase that I made. And I got it from eBay, so, okay. Alright, so the other day, and I haven't gotten this thing fixed yet, a lot of people think that my videos are like weeks old. They're daily. I do a video today, it gets posted tomorrow. The most I will let a video get outdated is just a couple of days, maybe 4 at the maximum. So anyways, the other day we did this video on the 5020 here, right? So the 5020, my John Deere 5020, 1967. We had this starter, and it turns out that it wasn't really the starter that it was bad, it was the push button. So I was on eBay the other day to get the push button because, you know, I just didn't feel like calling John Deere up to spend like $5 million on a push button. So I went to eBay, and for like 11 bucks I got the actual chrome plated push button that should have been on there in the first place. The one that I took off of there was actually a plastic one, so it had been replaced at one time. So I always look at all the other little giblets and doodads that I may possibly need for the other tractors that I have here in the shop, like the 4320 and the 4010. So the 4010 needs an engine overhaul kit and a bearing kit for the camshaft, because they're shot. So I'm just going to replace the bearings and camshaft. The camshaft's spec'd out perfectly, so that's okay. Not perfectly. It's on the worn side, but it's not so overly worn that I need to replace the camshaft. But the bearings are done. So I put new bearings in. You know, for the amount of use that I'm going to get out of the tractor, you know, I'll be using the tractor. Not that I'm going to get out of the tractor, but the amount that I'll use the tractor, it should be just fine for that camshaft bearings. But not only that, I need a new hood, and I need the new side emblems, and I need some other little pieces and stuff there. So I'm looking, and I'm like, you know, for the last 15 or so, probably closer to 20 years, I've been looking for an M&W Turbo Kit for that John Deere 5020. The 5020 is a great tractor. It's a heavy tractor. It rides good. It's comfortable. It's got everything that you think a tractor should have, except for one major thing, and that is enough horsepower. For its size, it has always been a dog in the field. It'll lug, and it'll pull, you know, it'll pull a 7 bottom 18 inch plow in like third gear. But you know, in this area, maybe in other areas of the country, it'll pull a lot more. But I always wanted the extra horsepower. I always felt that that tractor should be at least 175 horsepower. I had the injector pump worked on at one point in time, and I had them turn it up to the 141 horsepower. It technically is only supposed to be 121 horsepower, but I put it to the naturally aspirated 141 horsepower 60-30 range for that tractor. So lo and behold, I'm looking on eBay, and I type in 5020, M&W 5020, and the last time I saw one of these things, it was like $3 grand for the thing. And you know, for a turbo kit and what it entailed, I thought that $3,000 was an awful lot of money to spend on that old tractor that's an open station. Not that I won't use it, but I'm going to use the tractor, but I always just wanted that extra power, and it would be nice to have the power. So when I do have my plow day, which I will be having at some point in time, I want that 5020 to rip that plow through the ground. I've got it. So anyways, I found it. I found a turbo charger, not a kit, but a complete bunch of parts. Like a lot of parts. There's 250 pounds of parts M&W gear parts in this crate. So I'm going to turn this thing here, and I mean, I'm really excited. I don't know how you can't be excited when you look for something for so damn long and you never find it, and when you do find it, it's so overpriced you can't afford it. And you know, it's in an awesome crate that should be like shellacked and put on a wall somewhere, but they stretch wrapped it and everything, so now I might as well just stop beating around the bush and open this sucker up. Yeah, that's some tough ass plastic on there too. This came from New Paris, Indiana. New Paris, Indiana, I think. New Paris Tractor Parts, New Paris, Indiana. So that's where it came from. Worldwide. They picked it up and sent it third party prepaid. I ended up, it was a pain in the ass, but I put an offer in on these parts. The offer, they wanted $650 for all these parts, and honestly, the turbocharger there's the turbochargers, there's two of them. I got two of them. Right here, there's that one, and here's this one. So there's two oh my God, there's a third turbocharger. They didn't have that, they threw another one in. So these turbochargers were not listed as being any good on the website. So this is the real kicker right here, is this elbow. That doesn't look like a 50/20 elbow, to be quite honest with you, but that is that's what it is. That goes into the turbo, and that's the intake elbow. That one's the intake elbow. So I believe it is. Don't quote me on this. I haven't pieced it together yet. But here's another little tidbit of junk. This one's no good. This is rotted off, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. It looks like somebody tried to repair it somehow or some way. But yeah, so I actually have 3 turbochargers there. And they're supposed to be for the 50/20. And of course, this here is the most important part right here. This part right here, because that's where the exhaust goes on. And this piece here, this is the hard part to find. This guy right here, where that thing goes right over top of the exhaust manifold. And here's another one. I actually have 2 of those. So this is really, it's going to be a pain in the ass to put it all together and do what I got to do. And you can see that the exhaust, it leaked. And this is supposed to go over the exhaust manifold and bolt on. So I'm going to have to figure out where that clamp is on the other side. And I'm going to look on the tractor itself. These pieces here are not easy to come by, especially when they say this. And believe it or not, this one's actually turning free. That one's a free turning one. I can't believe that. Yeah, so who knows? I mean, this one's even got it on too. This could be for the 40/20. I don't think that one's for the 50/20. I believe that one's for the 50/20. Yeah, M&W gear. M&W turbocharger. This Farm Power products. Yeah, this one actually doesn't look too bad. But anyways, it's supposed to be for the 50/20. And I know that this guy here is the one you want for the 50/20. It was a bigger pedestal than what the 40/20s were. You know, so. And what's here? Here's this guy. This one here doesn't look right either, but yeah, this is for the 50/20. So yeah, I can definitely get some old what do you call it, information on these, and you know, some rundowns and stuff. But all these little bits and pieces, these little giblets, these all go on there. And someone got that one so hot that it turned it white. Actually, you know what, that is from a fire extinguisher. That white powder is from a fire extinguisher. You can see it here, right here. This dirt, it's not dirt on the back, it's dirt on the back side with the front side. That thing got so hot that it caught on fire because it was leaking. It was leaking. So I'm going to go over here to 50/20 and take a look and see what the hell that's all about. As far as this piece here, I think there's pieces for the 4020 also. And maybe I got 2 turbochargers. I'll put it on that tractor right there, and we really go to town. But yeah, yep. Hopefully I'm not missing anything that I really need, because if I am, it's going to be a pain in the ass. No, the clamp is there, and that clamps right onto the top of this exhaust manifold. Let me go over here. I got another 5010 head, which has the manifold clamp on it. Right there it is. See that? So this is how that turbo goes on there. You take this off. There's 3 bolts, and then this elbow here is different. That comes off of there, and then you put that plate. Let me come on over here and grab that plate. This plate here goes right on that, where that 3-bolt piece goes. So that's this one. That's actually for, yeah, that'll work. That's it. That will work. What is this one? This one should have an M&W gear insignia on it also. But I'm pretty stoked. I mean, I've looked for one of these things for so long. This one's actually smaller. An M&W or a Schweitzer? They said it was M&W, but that's a Schweitzer. No, that's an M&W. Yep, M&W gear. Yeah, it looks a little different. I'll have to really dig into these things and figure out which one is the one that goes to it. But yeah, the turbo, it bolts right fast to it. Your 5020 parts. This one here, what do we got here? This one here has been welded back together a couple of times. Look at that little bit of crap. So, I think it's been welded. Yeah, it looks like somebody cut it and welded it for some reason. Yeah, it's had some interesting attributes put to it. Which I don't believe. I'm not sure what this one's for. That's got to be for the intake. If not, yeah, it's got to be for the intake. I'm gonna have to get the spec sheet on these things and see exactly what they're showing on those. Because honestly, here's the intake tube for it, and that's how that goes. So she's going to put a lot of pressure down in there. This is very important. Without this, I ain't doing anything. And believe it or not, I got a couple of them. So that's it. So for $450, I put the offer in at $450, and I got it. I'm pretty pleased with what I have here, because I'm pretty sure I can make everything work the way it's supposed to. And you know, it's not going to be that big a deal. So we'll come back over here to this tractor. And you see this little guy here is just an extension that will come up off of here to go onto the turbocharger right there. So everything's here. I'm happy. I am happy. So we're going to figure out how this goes all together. Obviously that will fit right down in there. The intake, because it's no longer naturally aspirated, it will need, yeah, some different things. Yeah. Alright, let me dig in my trophy here for a little bit longer, and a little bit more, and then I'll get back to you on what my final thoughts are as to if I've got the right ones. I'm going to check the turbocharger plates and make sure that they're the ones for the 5020. I can go online and search M&W gear and get some old yeah, I want to say footage, but old documentation on what the kit entailed and where everything goes. Like that thing there, I'm not even 100% sure. This thing shouldn't even be on there, because the exhaust comes out the top of this. Now the exhaust comes out here, and if I'm missing one piece, this one stinking piece, like this plate there, and that's supposed to go into there, but that's a different exhaust manifold, because I don't see, this is the size that I need for, say, the 5020, but this I can almost guarantee you that M&W wanted a straight exhaust pipe on there, and that's why I have that. Here's another one of these elbowy deals, which is pretty much the same. Yeah. So, yeah, this sucker is history. There's titanium in these things, by the way. You didn't know. Yeah. But this here, I'm almost certain this exhaust goes in here, like so. See that? But it doesn't. It's too loose. That's too loose. This is the piece that I really need, is right there. That's the one I really, truly need, is that. And why that is in an odd spot like that, I don't know. But I'll find out.